The annual Alfred E. Smith Memorial Foundation dinner was held last night, and the outgoing U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, poked fun at her own Indian heritage.
You wanted an Indian woman, but Elizabeth Warren failed her DNA test. Actually, when the president found out that I was Indian American, he asked me if I was from the same tribe as Elizabeth Warren.
The annual roast is hosted by New York's Cardinal Timothy Dolan and draws luminaries from finance and politics. The event's namesake, Al Smith, was a Catholic politician. EWTN News Nightly contributor Colm Flynn gives us a look at Smith's life.
Alfred Smith grew up on the Lower East Side of New York City in a very poor family.
They had no money at all. We know he had to leave school at the age of 13. He worked at the Fulton Fish Market from 5 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 days a week.
His political career started early on, and Smith aligned himself with the people he knew best, the working class immigrants.
The Democratic Party in New York became the party of the working men and women, the immigrant, especially the Irish, and the Catholics.
In 1918, he was elected governor of New York.
I want to be a great governor. I want to show that our people, by which he meant the Irish Catholics, I want to show what our people can aspire to and achieve.
He reformed labour working laws, strengthened pensions, and introduced measures to make government more efficient. He was a popular governor. However, it was when he was nominated as the Democratic candidate for the presidential election of 1928 that his Catholic faith would not work in his favour.
Al Smith would have been a simple, sincere, genuine Catholic. He loved his Catholic faith, he was proud of it, he took it seriously, and he didn't see any clash at all between his deep down Catholic faith and his very public American values. So he was not ready at all for the venom that he experienced, and it really did break his heart. It broke his heart, and I don't know if he ever recovered.
The KKK attacked him for having Jewish and Black and Catholic advisors. You can't say whether it was more his Catholicism, his anti-prohibition or wet stand, or his New York provincialism, which one was the biggest factor. But taken together, I think they spelled doom.
The election was won by the Republican candidate Herbert Hoover, and Al Smith returned to New York, where he became the president of the construction company that would go on to build the Empire State Building. Al Smith wasn't able to push through the anti-Catholic resistance and make it to the White House, but his legacy still lives on in New York today.
Every time you go to one of New York's great parks upstate or out on Long Island, every time you turn on a light switch and get power instantly, you are experiencing the legacy of Al Smith.
Al Smith was a courageous guy. He believed his crusade, for lack of a better term, was the right thing for the people, not just of New York, but America. He believed that government can have a positive impact in helping people's lives. And when you do that, you set aside the risk, you set aside the criticism, and you try to do what you think is right.
For EWTN News Nightly in New York City, I'm Colm Flynn.